Yes, my family, blessed love. Give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life, Emperor Haile Selassie the First. We glorify the Father and the Mother of creation. Give thanks for being in the tiger's nest anywhere we are. It's the tiger's nest. We have a wonderful sit down for you. Give thanks to the Sabbath passing through, and of course, the 6 days of labor now before us, talking about the new strong. This is a new beginning, and we glorify all those going into the new beginning. Now, there's a reason why I entitled the video as such, because many ones would have considered that we really were crazy when we would have made that connection with the deity known as Heru, also called Horus, and of course, our worthy founder, leader, President, God and King, the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edward. What it is, I came across a video with the Honorable Priest Trevor Stewart. He was just giving a testimony, personal testimony as it relates to the spirit of the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards. And what I found interesting is that he mentioned Heru. He mentioned Horus. Now you got to keep in mind that it has been, how long have we been speaking about the connection with King Emmanuel and Horus? I mean, for a long time, even from the time we understood the Horus and the Osiris mystery, and we made that link with Osiris and Haile Selassie and Anubis and Marcus Mosiah Garvey, and of course, King Emmanuel and Horus. From the time of Zediki, for those of you in Antigua who could remember. So it's not a new concept. In fact, we used to be beaten down a lot. I don't think as much today, but in that time, yeah, man, people say that we bringing idolatry into Rastafari, and the Bible don't talk about no Osiris, and if I don't see that God burn out Egypt, I used to get a lot of that. I think I get a bit of that still, but of course, and for sure, within the Boba Shanti community, very few would have even paid attention. Well, they would pay attention, but to accept the concept of, anything from Kemet and Egypt and pyramid and King Emmanuel and Horus. Who Horus? This hawkhead man here? You kidding? You don't bring our father into no disrepute. But it's not that at all. But anyway, before I go into that, let me just clarify. Remember, family, it's just one more day away. It's tomorrow. The first hike is tomorrow. I'm talking about the sunset hike. So obviously, those of you who will not be here with us in Antigua, for sure, it is the virtual edition of this 3 days of activity that you need to be a part of. So let me be clear here. I'm talking about the spring equinox. Let me make sure you get the best view. The spring equinox. Every year we have our spring equinox experience, and this year is no exception. We're going to be having 2 beautiful hikes. The first hike will be tomorrow afternoon, family. Yes, it is here already. And listen to this, it is not too late for you to get your ticket, your link to join us virtually on the hikes. And of course, the tour, which will include the challenge. Tuesday morning, early in the uprising, 6 o'clock, we will be having the second virtual hike, which will be the sunrise hike. Now, listen, I don't think you've ever seen anything like this. You're going hiking. You're not just going hiking with I and I. You're hiking amongst green Castle Hill megalithic rocks, the countless of rocks that align with the movement of the stars. Of course, we speak about this from time to time, so I know most of you have a good understanding. If not, I would invite you to read the book Anu, Ancient and Modern. Just visit our website. The link is in the description below. We're talking about priestisaacinstitute.com. And in the book Anu, you get all the details as it relates to the connection of this little spot here, this island here, the hill that I'm talking about, Mount Anu, also called Green Castle Hill, the countless of volcanic rocks on the hill, and how they align with the astronomical clock. This is why we look at the spring equinox, fall equinox, and the solstices of summer and winter, and we have grand celebrations around them. This is nature, you know, in tune with the movements of the heavens. Even that, some people tell you, oh, that is pagan worship and so on. So, you know, we got to stick to the Bible. When the Bible, it says in the 19th Psalms, the heavens, and not heaven, you know, the heavens, that's the sky and the firmament. In fact, it goes on to say, the heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament show it his handiwork. Day unto day utter its speech. So give thanks, night unto night show it knowledge. And we study this speech. We are literate in astronomical movements, you know, straight up, and archaeoastronomy. So this is why we will be definitely leading you on a very well-guided tour around Greencastle Hill. And all you have to do is sit at home or wherever you are. You can carry us to work and just go on your smartphone and press the link that we will give you when you purchase your ticket, and you're there with us. So tomorrow afternoon from 4 p.m. Eastern Caribbean time, that is when the live stream will begin. So you will be joining us going up the hill with our whole crew. It's going to be a very festive afternoon, and you'll be seeing the sunset, all the wonderful sights. And then, of course, as I said, Tuesday morning, not that early, about 10 o'clock, we will be gathering again. And of course, you'll be going through the ganja fields with us. I'll be showing you all the different grades, different levels of quality of herb that we have growing amongst the Rastafari community here in Antigua. We're going to have our own sit-down chalice talk. We're going to have a wonderful time, and I'll be looking to interact with you. So make sure you're on stream with us. And then Tuesday morning, you're up again to hike with us, going up Greencastle Hill one more time. But you cannot compare the afternoon hike to the morning hike. It's two different hikes. The morning hike, we're going up in the dark and we're going to see the sunrise. The evening hike, we go up in the light and we watch the sun go down while it gets dark and the stars come out. So it's just going to be a wonderful session, family. Give thanks for all of you who have already purchased your ticket. As you can see, now you can see why we say it is only. Come on, man. Let's be serious. It is only $100. I mean, for all of what you're going to get and all you have to do, the only thing you have to do is provide your own snacks. I mean, if you were here, you wouldn't have to provide none of that. We'll make sure you have everything you need. But you know how it is. I'm hoping that you will join us here in Antigua for June. Remember, in June, we're doing it again. And this is just the virtual edition. When you're here with us, you get much more. You're going to get the island tour and the lectures, etc. And of course, the astronomical night watch. But those who will be with us, they will be getting all of that. But for those who are just, you know, virtually, you may be in Canada, England, wherever you are. Well, of course, as I said, the virtual hike is for you. Now, hear this before I move on. For those of you who may have a little touch of, financial impediment, what we will do for you, we have a financial program, you know, so you could just pay your $100 ticket in some small increments, if that's the right term, you know. So all you have to do, if you have any problem there, you could just contact us and say, how does the financial program go? Because we trust you. I don't think anybody who's saying they're conscious is supposed to be deceitful. Good. So we trust you. Good. And you just contact us and let us know the situation, and we'll definitely work with you, because we'd love to see all who can be with us tomorrow afternoon for that hike. You will not regret it at all. So you see all the information here. For quick delivery, you should call or WhatsApp us even tonight, specifically 714-1227. This goes straight to Rastafari Experience Antigua. So let me let you know. 714-1227 goes straight to Rastafari Experience Antigua. You can WhatsApp or call and, of course, give your information, and everything will be very, very much in order. Or you could do the same for 7288-289. And of course, our email And of course, that's Priest Isaac Institute at gmail.com. That's Priest Isaac Institute at gmail.com. And I'm definitely looking forward to seeing the family there. In the documentary that we did, 7, we have a documentary family entitled 7. It's the Divinity of the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards. It's one of our 3 full-length documentaries. It is a video documentary. It is not an episode. It's not a lecture. It's a documentary. The 3 documentaries that we have are, number 1, the Master of Ceremonies. And then you have 7, which is the Divinity of King Emmanuel. The Master of Ceremonies is the Divinity of Haile Selassie I. And then the 3rd is the Knight of the Black Tiger, which is the Divinity of Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Now, of course, everyone knows that the Bobo Shanti highlight a trinity of prophet, priest, and king. We highlight the trinity of Haile Selassie being the king. We highlight the trinity of Marcus Mosiah Garvey being the prophet. We highlight the trinity of the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards being the priest. Now, listen to me good. I am not attempting to prove nothing to no one here tonight. I'm just basically somewhat giving you a highlight of the concept. So that when I go into the testimony of the Honorable Priest Stewart, you would comprehend where I'm coming from. So what we highlighted in the Master of Ceremonies family is that the Osiris character, and who is Osiris, by the way? Osiris, or Asa, which is a more correct name, Asa, is one of the oldest concepts of theology, a God figure, God worship. Now, this is from Northeast Africa, the cradle of civilization, the area where civilization itself found its root. So not just mathematics, not just language and a script and all of these different things, but also an agriculture, but also the concept of a God. Now, the oldest theory of a God is the Osiris mystery. And that's the same vibration with the Amun-Ra and Ptah. It's all one, really. So the Osiris mystery, or the mystery of Asa, clearly shows that this individual was born in Ethiopia. This individual became a man at the age of 12, 13. This individual was coronated, wherein 72 individuals came to the coronation. This individual specifically, I'm talking about the Osiris, at this coronation or banquet, placed in a coffin, and he was cut into 14 pieces. Also, some say 16 pieces. And in our book, The Heavens Declare the Glory, we give a clear understanding of why that is so. This same Osiris, or Asa, went into the underworld for exactly 5 years to the very day. And after resurrecting, he became the constellation of Orion, now, or Sahu. Now, what I'm saying is that this applies to everything Haile Selassie I went through. Now, of course, there are those listening that are going to say, oh, come on, man, you can't prove that. And I'm not going to try to prove it. I mean, we have proven that how many times? As I said, you could watch the DVD documentary entitled The Master of Ceremonies. Yeah, definitely, you could read the book, The Heavens Declare the Glory. And we have done how many episodes on the YouTube and all over the place, which at least hints to that, if not go into it in detail. So I'm not going to go into that now, but it's undeniable. Okay, bam. Now, Anpu, if you notice here, you have the Trinity. This is a Trinity, eh? This is a Trinity. Look at here, Osiris and Anubis and Heru. They work together. It's a job they're doing. Now, the Anubis figure, and all of this is ancient mythology, eh? Or the esoteric writings that is going to be portrayed in history. Good. That is why I'm saying Osiris or Asa has been fulfilled in the history of Haile Selassie I. Anpu or Anubis, in our DVD documentary, The Night of the Black Tiger, we clearly, without any shadow of a doubt, explain the connection between Marcus Mosiah Garvey the Great and Anubis or Anpu, the resurrector, the mummifier, the one that brings us back from the dead. And we show the connection. As I said, I'm not going too deep into that. And family, everything I'm speaking about, you could either see it on the YouTube or you could order it from ourselves. Yes, the Master of Ceremonies is a collector's item, and you could definitely get your own copy. But if you desire not to, it's on the YouTube. And in fact, I honestly believe most of you would have come across the Master of Ceremonies. I think it's the most viewed video that we have on the YouTube, almost 1 million views, if I'm not mistaken, by now. But what I'm saying here is that in the Night of the Black Tiger, that ain't on YouTube for sure, but that itself clearly explains the connection with Marcus Mosiah Garvey and Anubis. And then now in the documentary 7, which was the second of the documentaries, we have a specific section in it directly dealing with Heru. It's the second section because it's divided into, well, basically 7 sections. That's why it's called 7. But it's really 8. Long story, but it's just a mistake. But the second section is entitled Heru. And in that section, we clearly show the connection with Heru or Horus and the King Emmanuel character. Now, Horus for sure has always been aligned with the Christ, the Jesus Christ of the Bible. There are many different Horuses. Horus is one of the most diverse characters. Horus is considered to be the god of all the gods. This, if you go deep in the mythology of Kemet, although Horus or Heru is Osiris's son, Horus in his highest state is seen as the father of all the gods, including Osiris. Is a deep vibes. So the person you call Ra, you see Ra with the sun on his head. That's Horus. Ra is Heru with the sun on his head. Ra is Sokar, is the same Heru too. That's why you have Horus the blind. You have Horus of Edfu. Hear that, Ed? You check it, Bongo Eddie. And that's the most outstanding Horus, the one of Edfu, Heru of Edfu. You have Horus the elder, Horus the younger, Horus the one-eyed. And all of these things are mystic. So that is why you see the concept of the Heru. When you read the book, the Act of God, we have it right here. The Act of God by that man Graham, not Graham Anker, William Graham. Give thanks. The Act of God shows now. Hear how the Act of God put it. The Act of God says that in the olden kingdom, this is of Kemet now, the concept of Horus alone by himself was predominant. And then after the first intermediary kingdom, pardon me, and then you come into the middle kingdom, then you had Heru, who came with Osiris and Anubis. This is what the books say. Now, what does that sound like to you, family? In the older kingdom, Horus came by himself. And then in the middle kingdom, he come back, but this time he come with Osiris and Anubis. What does that sound like to you? It's just like when you read the Bible about Jesus Christ, who in a sense come by himself. And then Rastafari will tell you the return of Christ is now. Bobo Shanti will tell you King Emmanuel is the Christ, Haile Selassie is the Father, and Marcus Mosiah Garvey the prophet. But now, that is I theology, but I am showing you, to me, without a shadow of a doubt, I really hope I don't sound too, pompous or anything to anyone, but I'm speaking honestly from my heart. I honestly believe that we have made the connection to prove that Anubis or the Ampu is Marcus Garvey one more time. Osiris, Haile Selassie, and Heru, King Emmanuel. Do you know that Heru stayed with us for exactly 80 years? Heru or Horus stayed with us for exactly 80 years. That's just one of the outstanding features that is connected directly to King Emmanuel, who stayed with us for exactly 80 years, from 1914-15 to 1994. So from 1914 to 1994, that's exactly 80 years. And we already showed you that's the fulfillment of the 1914 in the King's Chamber of the Great Pyramid. So really, family, it's undeniable. And of course, in the documentary 7, this is the footstool of Tutankhamun that we highlighted. and we highlighted the 3 different types of figures. Tutankhamun himself is very credible because of his face as a feathered snake, as a Quetzalcoatl. We explained, you know, the mystics of him that goes over the head of many, 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 many ones, even those who are experts. Tutankhamun has been seen as some minor king, and Akhenaten as a traitor, and we've come and debunked all of that, and we know why these two kind of been put aside even by us, the researchers, because they stand out as a God figure, you know, and not only a God figure, them is like Haile Selassie and Marcus Garvey, greats amongst us that we don't say not too much about them. Let's talk about somebody else. That's how they deal with Tutankhamun and Akhenaten. So the footstool of Tutankhamun shows the king, the prophet, and the priest. You see Haile Selassie here. I know somebody watching saying, oh, come on, man, you just making that up. As I said, we're not trying to prove this. We're just saying what it is, because there ain't nobody that can disprove it. But we can prove it, but it's going to take more time, and all of this is done already, even in the documentary segment. And still, even the little we're doing, to me, is proving it. Because the footstool of Tutankhamun, it has the 9 lords, the procession of the 9 lords, but of course it has 3 types of people, 3 types, 9 people, but 3 types, you know? Okay, so you have 2 of one type, 3 of the other type, and 4 of the other type. Good. And these are the 3 types: the man with the beard and no locks, and the Olmec man, and the complexion is obvious, difference of complexion. All Black people know about the difference of the complexion. And of course, the man with the long hair and the beard, or locks and the beard. And we show that connection with the main people who carry the same philosophy. One does interpret this as slaves from different nations, but again, that is debatable and arguable. So anyway, this is the 3 here. The 3 types, and it is really about reincarnation, the different ages, if you understand, if you follow the timeline. But it's 3 types here. Again, the man with the beard and no locks, the Olmec looking man, and the man with the beard and locks. And again, this represents the Trinity again. The same 3 here. This is the same 3 here. You know, this Osiris represents the same man with the beard and no locks. That's Osiris, because that's Haile Selassie. This Anubis, just like how it's black here for real, represents the Olmec, who is the black one. You know that, the Idi Amin, Marcus Garvey looking man, blacker than the rest. And Anubis tends to be blacker than the rest too. The mummifier, wrap me in the red, black, and green, and he wrap you in the red, black, and green. He's the one that brings Osiris to life. Good. And then the third one, the man with the locks and the beard, will align with the same man with the locks and the beard that stayed 80 years amongst us. You know. So shame on you if you think is you know what I mean, idol worship I'm dealing with, especially as Bobo Shanti. Just say you don't understand it, man. Just say you haven't reached to the level yet to pick this up. Straight up, nothing wrong. Maybe you're just still on the ground level. That's where the King Emmanuel meets us, you know. That's why he deal with us on that level, you know. But don't underestimate, underestimating the scientific levels of King Emmanuel. You're going to tell me Rastafari ain't got nothing to do with the movements of the stars. So who make the stars? I mean, yeah, who make the stars? This is the chair where you see the footstool come from. All right, now, and you see, this is all of this, even in the documentary 7, we highlight the Buddha. Buddha comes in 3. Is the same, them is just different outlooks of the one thing. The Nagarjuna, which is the Negus, the Nagarjuna, the Gautama Buddha, and the Shanti Diva. Shanti is the Bobo Shanti. Again, the documentary 7, undeniable. And look, the Buddha here with our banner. This is the red, gold, and green. Red up everything over the Trinity of the Buddha that shall return in the last days. So all of this is proof. It's already there. There's nothing for us to deny or run from. Now, I'm going to borrow from a sister's video here, and I really pray that the good sister is well pleased with this. This is from the channel of Sister Brenda Peart, I hope I pronounced it correctly. And she did an interview with Brother Trevor Stewart. And so you could check out her channel. She features Bobo Shanti from time to time and some other good vibes, usually highlighted what is going on in Jamaica. So that's Sister Brenda Peart. Give thanks, my good sister. Give thanks to all the works. Give thanks to this wonderful interview. I'm just going to give them a touch of it so you can go to her channel and listen to the whole interview that she did with the good elder priest Stewart. And the Honorable Priest Trevor Stewart is an ambassador of King Emmanuel Charles Edwards, an individual which have gone to the UN for the Honorable King, to the OAU for the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards. And he's just giving you a personal situation he went through. Now, prior to what I'm going to run here, he spoke about some visions he had about King Emmanuel and how clear and crisp his visions were. I must say it was a very good account that he gave. I'm not going to play that part. You have to go to the sister's channel to watch the full interview. But the little I'm going to run for you here now is an experience he had with King Emmanuel. I'm going to tell you it, and then you're going to hear it in his voice. He said he went to King Emmanuel, to ask for a little freedom to go back to New York to do some work with his brother. This is in the 90s. And, King Emmanuel tell him, yeah, man, go ahead, free up yourself. And he went. He's going to give you in more detail. And King Emmanuel gave him a letter to carry to the office of the Organization of African Unity, if I'm not mistaken, or the UN. I think it's the Organization of African Unity. And he's saying that he went up there and he's doing the work with his brother, and somehow he procrastinated, lapsed on giving the letter. And he said he got visited in a vision one night by King Emmanuel, but he appeared in the form of the Egyptian god with the hawk head. He didn't call his name. He just said the Egyptian god with the eagle head, he said. Because remember, some people say Horus is a hawk, some say falcon. But I know what the priest is saying. No offense, maybe the priest just not like how we spitting it, but he know what he talking about. He even goes as far as to say the eagle, the reason why they use the eagle head is because the eagle can soar high. And the eagle come and I think he talk to him and tell him, it's time to go, you're wasting time. And he say he got up and go. So, but what I'm saying now, this may not be no concrete proof of my theology. And I would say because there was a time ago when people used to say, especially here in Antigua, what some of the Rastafaris say, oh, that's the eye theory there. The eye make up that. And I would deny it. I said, no, it's not my theory, it's just the truth, But I tend to say so now, all right, it's my theory, good enough. Because the time will come when we all see that it's the truth. And look, even his testimony to me is highlighting that the truth is coming out. The truth is coming out. All right.
When in a them time, me two were working at the office, and because it was like a word processor, King Emmanuel. You understand? You're right. He tell you words and you're right. I saw them thing. It became pamphlet and all them something there. You understand? Well, when me in the office, I'm gonna tell him say I want to go up to New York with rural calculation money. He said to me, say, as long as I know Babylon, you go work for. I said, no, I'm a brother-in-law. Anyway, we carry some documents that they were given to full up to the United Nations, along with our constitution, along with our document to the OAU in 1991. Everyone can read it. eabic.org. You can look at it. Anyway, everything we carry to them, and all these things submit, and including our parliament members and members of the parliament who he had chosen to in parliament, So when me there in New York now for about 3 months, me can't get to deliver the document go to UN because through the island me I work, and sometimes at 4 o'clock me in a people basement, because sometimes you have some old people in the house or baby in the house, and you have to make sure that burner go, and say go dead. You understand? So we have to fix burner and repair burner and so that, and me can't get to go. Well, one night me in my bed, one
listen.
We see myself stand up in front of the 2 UN building.
Okay. Okay, now hold on. So hold on. Is vision the man having a vision now? So you don't get the part there. So the man say he in his bed now, and he see himself in front of the building there now. All right. Let's listen.
One night in my bed, you know, and I see myself stand up in front of the 2 UN building.
Okay.
And when I look up on the top of the building, is the sign of Christ in an African hieroglyphics, where the man with the eagle head.
The sign of Christ. Well, priest, careful, you know, the man, you know, that the sign of Christ with the eagle head. African sign of Christ. I sure some people thought he was talking about the cross.
A Christ that.
A Christ that? Wow, with the eagle head? Virgin, careful, you know. Been there, done that. Eh? Idol worship, they say. Man, no, we say, man. Hear this
one
one
night in my bed, you know, and I see myself stand up in front of the 2 UN building.
Okay.
And when I look up on the top of the building, is the sign of Christ in an African hieroglyphics, where the man with the eagle head, a Christ that. Because in meditation soars so high as the eagle. In med, you understand? So that
yes, of course, man.
And when we look up, and one of them man, them is on the UN building. So when we go so and me look around and me turn around and me start run. You see when me start run, and I remember Virgin and sister.
My Lord.
The man just fly down in front of me. And stand in front of me.
The man, you know, the man with the eagle head.
The man just fly down in front of me. And stand up in front of me and 3 times repeat it. He say, it's time. It's time. It's time.
Yeah, lollygag, let's go.
Rasta, yes, when I get to go to the bed, man, I say, well, by the hook or the crook, I have to carry in this man document. I don't know how, almost miracle. But 3 o'clock in the evening, we done deliver and done everything. Tell me, I say, what's that?
Sometimes you need just a little push.
Yeah. So, go to the, say me, I go home now, go put on my robe and, you just say, you know something, because I was about 2:30, you say, you know something.
You know something? Yeah, I've checked the video on the sister channel, Sister Brenda. It's spelled P-E-A-R-T. You check it out and you get the rest of that information there and what the Honorable Priest Stewart is going to say after that. But for sure, you got the main point. So this is what he saw. The man with the eagle head, as he called it, the African symbol of Christ, God, a Christ that. And the reason why through his meditation so high, he can soar above the clouds. That is why you have the eagle head. And he said that the man come down and listen, it's a vision. It's his own vision. It's not like a scripture from the Bible. But what I'm trying to show you, family, remember this is a man, you know, that have a direct connection with King Emmanuel. King Emmanuel is who giving that important document to carry to the United Nations. He go to New York and lapsing on King Emmanuel work. And those of you who understand King Emmanuel, you know it's one thing, you know, play around when the man give you something to do, you know. It's like Jonah and the fish, you know, and going into the belly of the fish, you know. So what I'm saying now, family, you have to understand that the important thing here is that he, Honorable Priest Stewart, clearly got a vision from his father. You have to keep in mind the connection that he had with the man and the mission that he was sent on and the vision. Now you can say, well, it's just his own mind. So he was thinking of the ARCHAEOASTRONOMY. Nah, 1991, nah. That is clear. That to me, that is so clear. That was meant so that he would even give that interview today so we could even utilize that so the world could understand that it's not a joke. And this is not a thing to play with when you hear us speak about the salvation of the Black Christ and his connection to anciency. Yeah, man, Heru, Raharakate, in this time, in flesh, is the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards. I stand by it and I bow not. Holy Emmanuel, I, Selassie, Rastafari. Family, let me remind you once again, just contact us. You see the numbers there on the screen. Definitely those of you who may have a little impediment, as I say, financially, we definitely will work out a wonderful package for you. Just call us and we'll give you a economical package as such, for a payment package really for you. But for those of you who are will not be with us, as I said, it's only $100 for 3 massive days, family. 3 days of just vibration, 2 hikes, the cannabis store, the chalice talk, and not just hikes in man, not just hikes in the Caribbean. Caribbean thing we on, we are on the megaliths alignment with the heavens. The earth is the Lord's, family, and the fullness thereof, them and those that dwell therein. So looking for you to contact us, email us right now. And of course, remember, even the links for the payments, the CashApp and the PayPal and thereabouts, it's all in the description below. Yes, family, once again, reminding you of the International Homeschool Biology Program. It's already kicking and going. You're not too late. You're never too late. Some people still asking, am I too late? You're never too late. Whenever you come on board, you get it from the beginning. Of course, that as well as our African history, heritage, and astronomy classes. Wonderful, family. Looking forward to hearing from you. Give thanks again to the Honorable Priest Stewart. Holy Emmanuel, I, Selassie, I, Jah, Rastafari. Blessed Lord.